In lunar flame. Blade of moonlight.
Fiends or devils, I'll crush them all!
Eternal.
All will be swept away by the wind.
Lend me your strength.
In lunar flame. Blade of moonlight.
Give me strength.
In lunar flame. Blade of moonlight.
All will be swept away by the wind.
Fiends or devils, I'll crush them all!
Existence is unity.
Liquidation!
In lunar flame.
Jing Liu. Get them!
All will be swept away by the wind.
Your end approaches.
Can't kill me. Blade of moonlight.
Failed to send you.
In lunar flame. Blade of moonlight.
Protect me! Protect me! Existence is unity.
All will be swept away by the wind.
Fiends or devils, I'll crush them all!
In lunar flame. Blade of moonlight.
Bust? Or maybe I'll take it all!
Let's duel!
In lunar flame. Blade of moonlight.
All will be swept away by the wind.
Get them!
Eternal. Stay away.
Bring it on. Let's duel. Those with a loaded gun, those who dig their own grave.
In lunar flame. Blade of moonlight.
Fiends or devils, I'll crush them all!
All will be swept away by the wind.
Bring it on.
Get them!
Existence is unity.
Remember, aim for the heart.
Blade of moonlight. In lunar flame.
Let's duel. Those with a loaded gun, those who dig their own grave.
Give me strength.
All will be swept away by the wind.
Bring it on.
Feeling spiffy?
Get them! Fiends or devils, I'll crush them all!
In lunar flame. Blade of moonlight.
Eternal.
Can you find the answer?
In lunar flame. Blade of moonlight.
All will be swept away by the wind.
Get them!
Existence is unity. Enjoying yourself?
Fiends or devils, I'll crush them all!
In lunar flame. Blade of moonlight.
О, господи. Бывает.
Welcome to the first stage of Soul Glad Enterprises' 33rd Scorch Sand Festival of the 20th season, Dream Play Fantasia. In this stage, you can choose between in the School of Acting Challenge, you have to complete 3 performances from 3 scripts and move the panel judges. Now,
Привет, Яшика.
competitors, allow me to introduce the rules of this challenge to you. There are 3 stages up ahead. On each, you will find an outline of a script. These 3 your task is to bring those moments to life. Find the right words and act convinced. Also, a bit of trivia. The record score for this stage is held by a participant with fiery red hair. His exception. I wish you a success.
Just take a look at this pair! Such stark, you two! Envision that you both, driven by the spirit of exploration, are arriving at the land of dreams that is Penacony for the first time. You're driving an old clunker through the wilderness of the dreamscape, braving the cold wind, choking on the dust, and suddenly, a fierce memory zone mean blocks your path.
Я тебя вчера не дождался, пока ты на кухню шла. Я уж слишком долго ждал.
Now, Miss Greyhair, what? Very good. Now, though you're disappointed,
This is great! I love
Next scene. You find a job mending the rails. But the days are long, and your endurance can't keep up. Suddenly, sweet rain falls from the sky. Now, Miss Greyhair. But at this moment, your partner yet gazes into the sky. Both...
Perhaps...
Fantastic! Both of you have an incredibly solid found. Up next, you'll be challenged with a...
I hope these tests...
Here, you two are required to skillfully utilize body language to portray the story context I've laid out for you. Picking up from where we left off, a heavy downpour saves you both stranded in the desert. At this moment, right answer. Your companion sees you rolling about in the sand and thinks, a tug at the heartstrings. The story continues to develop. The heavy rain leads you both to sense a business opportunity. So you start venturing into the umbrella industry. But just as the business begins to pick up, competitors start flooding the market with low-priced goods, squeezing your market share. You have no choice. The goods you stockpiled at high prices have to be sold at a loss. This is a pretty self-destructive move, which drives your business to the brink of bankruptcy. At this moment, what would you, who refuses to admit defeat, decide to do? Fantastic! But it's a pity your friend does not agree. Of course! Absolutely! However, the true test is yet to come. You're about to encounter the harshest judge this show has ever seen.
Welcome to the final stage. Actually, all the scenarios that you previously encountered were all from the two companions arrive on Penacony with nothing but a dream. Their desire for achievement is met with continuous setbacks. Ultimately, one continues on, despite spiral. Many years later, their paths cross once. Against the backdrop of a revitalized Penacony, the joy of reunion mixed. Give it a shot. Try and convey this.
Is this ever going to end?
Your performance is far. A mogul who went from rags to riches, treating a fool. Huh? Brilliant! Your portrayal, beautiful!
You've passed the test. We ought to hurry up.
A mogul who went from rags to riches, treating a former compute path.
Мне нравится гениальность этих ходиков. Типа они постоянно спешат в своих выводах. Что, ходики? Или вот этот вот весь кусок сюжета?
Congrats to both of you for clearing the stage, but more. Look at the time! You finished much faster than that redhead.
That red hair can tell.
You'll find out eventually, but only if you clear the next test first. Welcome to this. You have the option to choose gunfire and undergo Brother Hanu's trial. And now, make your...
Я хочу оба варианта испытания проходить. Чё мне не дают оба варианта испытания проходить?
Dear friends, welcome to the wonderful world. It's said that the watchmaker dreamed up the idea of Clocky when he was just a boy. Back then, he was merely an apprentice in a clock shop. Like a skilled pilot, he steered them towards the right path. As a classic figure who grew up with many, Clocky truly shaped it. Contestants, may you have a wonderful time.
The trial of time.
Stream forth the gleam of old blades.
statue. Did it just speak?
Блин, что такой тяжелый уровень? Пец. Геймдизайнеры гении, новерные левел дизайнеры.
Stream 4, the gleam of old blades. Stream 4, the gleam of old blades.
Забавный птенец.
Don't be naive, buddy. Failure isn't a sickness. You guys are just like the other challengers. You want to enter my inner self? Then... See? I'm just...
Tick-tock! It's time for me to make it a...
Clocky?
In Dreamville, Clocky is everywhere and can do anything.
I can't believe it's actually...
You see, we're all clocks. We're family. I want to help you be happy. Tell your pal
I came across a startling revelation yesterday. Apparently, Dreamscape Ticker isn't lace. Just leave me be, Clocky.
Oh dear. Seeing it like this is utterly...
Мы можем выйти из депрессии.
Don't worry, miss. I've already pinpointed its over here, my friends. Better use that hamster ball night speed.
Блин.
This must be one of the missing parts that Big Ticker needs. That's great.
Мне не нравится то, что они часть контента забирают.
Missing part. On the opposite side. But how do we get over there?
There's...
Help! Help! Tweet! Help! Help! Tweet! This is anyone there? Tweet!
Oh dear. It's an...
Is that Clocky? Tweet!
A roasted bird? Oh, this is horrible.
Ready for another? Net markers activated. Time for a good old counterattack. No matter. Converge and awaken. Time for a buzz. This is double speed.
I weep for the departed.
А у меня что, типа не будет сюжета с Хану? У меня будет просто игровой режим с Хану без сюжета?
Another blood debt repaid.
Thank you, guys! Tweet!
Thank goodness you're a...
Because that fella stole one of Mr. Big Ticker's parts! Tweet! I wanted to help retrieve it!
An inner self fragment belonging to the Sweet Dreams
Yes.
group? This is just too surreal.
Что за фигня? Почему вообще они сделали
We've gathered all the
такой
missing
ход?
parts. Let's hurry back. We don't want to keep Big Ticker waiting.
Никогда такого не было в играх Хуэверсов, чтобы ты терял часть контента на выбор. Это вообще бредятина. Что за смелый ход? Че они такими смелыми стали?
We're back. As long as you have these, you'll be able to... Whoa! It's working! Tick-tock! Next, we... Oh, dear! What's going on?
I'm not qualified to be the real Clocky. Just...
No! This is...
Так а если я хочу получить весь контент, это дерьмовая идея. Я-то хочу получить весь контент полностью, а не лишаться контента. Это нифига не хорошая идея, лишать игрока контента. Это нормальная идея, когда игра одиночная, когда у нее есть реиграбельность, когда она перепроходится несколько раз. Но здесь, чтобы мне перепройти этот контент, мне придется создавать второй аккаунт. Оно мне надо? Это бред полный. Вы что за абсурд?
Thank you, Clocky. If not for you, I'd never be able to connect with people like this. You helped me find myself again.
No problem at all. As the guardian of...
Oh, my friends! Go forth, my friends! With a...
It's all done. Victory's in sight. Let's head to the final stage.
Так у меня другой ивент будет с тем же сюжетом или с новым сюжетом измененным. Я хочу то же самое, что я бы выбрал в первый раз. Сфига ли они меня лишают контента?
Congratulations to both of you! Oh, you've overcome all obstacles, and in the final stage, you will face the defending. Welcome to the 33rd Scorched Sand Festival's third stage.
Арена 2 или Арена 1? Откуда я нахрен знаю, какая лучше? Типа, понимаешь, это ненормально лишать контента и игрока в онлайн-игре. В одиночной игре, да, это норма, это принято. Но не в онлайн-игре.
Someone extraordinary.
Are you... That's right. This
Я не смогу в этих ивентах поучаствовать. Если бы я выбрал, например, сейчас битву, то в ивенте с этим самым в ивенте с актерским мастерством, моим напарником была бы не Светлячок, а Химик или Март 7. Да, Аргенте голос не завезли.
If I'm not wrong, then actually, thank you, Knight of Beauty. In that case, let's make our way to the end. Penacony's really thronging with talent. I hope we make it in time.
Congratulations to the Galactic Baseballer and Firefly on becoming this Scorched Sand Festival's champion! We look forward to their amazing entrance in the Charmony Festival! Let's give a round of applause to our aspiring young guests!
Что там бита была? А, это фанфары. Не фанфары, как их называют? Палочки, короче, светящиеся, японские, вот эти вот тупые. Почему там только мой портрет? Почему там нет портрета Светлячка?
Congratulations to the both of you on becoming the On behalf of the organizers, extend my sincere congratulations to you. Wishing you joy.
Звездный нефрит.
As previously promised, my sister, Mr. Yang, and I have met with the Dream Master. Both I and the Oak family. We acknowledge the perspective of you, Nameless. Penacony does require change, but not as you propose. The planet of festivities cannot and will not revert to a place. Through your journey of overcoming obstacles, you must have glimpsed the essence of that era. The vulnerable ruthlessly... Ultimately, only heroes like yourselves. But I would dare ask, if you did not possess the special status of having a Stellaron, and you were but a dystopia for the survival of the fittest, or a sweet dream paradise for all.
That's not the point!
Mr. Sunday, even if the members of the Oak family can't fully agree on what to do about the Stellaron issue concerns the life and death of everyone on Penacony. If anyone has a better suggestion this way, we'll at least know what Welt and Ms. Robin are dealing with.
Ah, Navigator. That is let's talk about our tribulations and choices, and our final course of action.
You mean to say that for the longest time, there have been scoundrels who would use the Charmony Festival that I have...
Indeed, Dream Master. Once the Charmony Festival begins, the Stellaron's powers, along with the song, will be brought...
This is indeed surprising to me. The dreamscape is maintained by the collective effort of the... Do you have any...
I'd like to ask.
I would have never thought.
If I have offended, the Astral Express extends its sincere apologies.
Dream Master, it's just to prove that the Charmony Festival has nothing to do with the Stellaron. If we're being overly cautious...
Sunday, Robin, I've watched you two grow up, and know the magnitude of this matter is enormous, and cannot be taken lightly. Since Mr. Yang has asked with such earnestness, Sunday, might I ask you to beseech them to cast their light unto me, and question me in their stead?
I will do as you command.
Robin, could I entrust you to be present as a witness?
I will do as you command.
May thy will be carried out on earth.
Oh, triple-faced soul. Please sear his tongue and palms with a hot iron.
Let us begin. There is nothing else.
Understood. Question. Have you devoted your life to your god? Never.
Naturally.
Do you love your god as you do yourself? Always heeding their
Naturally.
Have you strayed from the path?
Never.
Have you ever been inordinate with your asks of your god?
Never.
Then, a fine.
Тот вы он.
Do you swear to fulfill all vows?
With the Eon as my witness, if I do not deliver...
They have seen your faith, and have endured.
Just a moment.
What?
I have another question. To my understanding, the family's harmony and prosperity have never relied on so-called divine laws.
Божественные законы. Это как в Геншине Heavenly Principles.
The god you both mentioned, are they truly Shipe?
Mr. Yang should know that those belonging to the family toil together as if they were kin, embrace such a delicate and complex symphony.
Perfectly harmonized. Therein lies the problem. It isn't an outsider lurking in the shadows who changed the harmony, but a dissonant. In the distant past, there existed an Eon. With one flick of the wrist, they crafted the laws of the cosmos. Their followers formed the Beyond the Sky Choir. Spreading solid later, they fell. The route traversed by this Eon clashed with the harmony, ultimately being absorbed and fused into it. The chorus that once reverberated across worlds fell silent, and when it echoed anew, it was transformed into the hymn of harmony.
В Геншине тоже куча ссылок в Библии.
Paths with no masters still linger. In the all-forgiving harmony, echoes of bygone dissonance may...
Mr. Yang, being overly astute can be a detriment. For the sake of our grand cause, Sunday.
What?
sorry, Robin. It's just you.
So, this is the true reason I can't say.
We were never children of the Harmony. Our ideal paradise could not have been crafted within the foundation of law and through harmony.
Unbelievable. To think that there would be remnants of the Order on Penacony.
What have you done with Mr. Yang and Miss Robin?
И вот тут еще есть дополнительно эон порядка, помимо эона гармонии.
Don't worry.
You should know that these actions make you...
Should we need to stand against the Nameless, your efforts for the justice of Penacony are evident. Smart kid.
If it is the Order that drove you to imprison Welt and Robin, and you're using them to coerce our compliance...
You're mistaken, Miss Himiko. They are in very safe hands. And just as the family Penacony and the entire universe have witnessed far too much innocent bloodshed, the strong wield their blades against the weak, and the victors push the natural selection. The world abides by this principle, establishing the well-being of humanity atop the corpses of the downtrodden. Only we, or rather, I, possess the power to put an end to this farce.
Я не помню, чтоб там было в порядке.
So you've decided to resurrect a dead Eon?
If Miss Himiko is interested, let's draw back the veil, and I'm willing to divulge the unembellished truth as to the intentions of the Order's Pathstriders, so that you will make better judgment for the Astral Express. So, come with me, everyone. Let us
Huh? Where'd he go?
Забыл уже об этом.
This isn't any location in Penacony's dreamscape. It's my inner...
Did you do the same to Welt?
It's a tuning process. Stronger in effect and more draining on the mind. Tuning allows you to intuitively grasp my feelings, which also means that I cannot hide anything from you. Now, everyone, please look at the hue. From this point on, you will witness the numerous decisions I've faced. I believe after going through similar predicaments, you'll be able to better understand my... Let's begin. This story happened when Robin and I were very young. We were victims of the Stellaron disaster, and the family's Mr. Gopher Wood later on. Robin and I lived a time with nary a care in the world. One day, that baby bird was tiny. It didn't even have all of its feathers, and we decided to build a nest for it right there and then. However, I think it was clear that if we left the fledgling in the yard, it stood no chance of surviving until spring. We decided that when it regained its strength enough to spread its wings, we would release it back. Its destiny was determined. Now, I pass the power of choice to you all. Stick to the original plan, and build a nest with soft net where the Charmony, or build a cage for it, and feed it. I eagerly await. Interesting. Since you've made up your mind, from what I've observed, there are at least 3 predators in that yard that prey on small birds, even if they shy away from humans. These animals are still near apex predators in a fenced location like a... As for the choice you made, This story happened when I was appointed as Bronze Melodia, a position exclusive to the Oak family, charged with listening to the... It was during that period that I had the opportunity to hear voices from all corners of the dreamscape. Joy, sorrow, arrogance, regret. The complex... He was a dream chaser and an illegal stowaway. Just like the rest of them, he told me, I sold everything I could at home. The house, the land. He had a plan in place. He would buy back his children once he had made his fortune. After hearing the Dream Chaser's story, I immediately appealed to the Bloodhound family to cease their pursuit. That way, I'll tell you the outcome soon. For now, will you do as I did and try to convince the Bloodhound, or will you remain silent, leaving him to... I look forward to everyone's decisions. It seems you, like me, upon... Say he never gets caught. He would only die from delirium. The methods with which illegal stowaways enter dreams are unorthodox. Not should he be apprehended. Could the hounds afford to turn a blind eye? The answer is a as to your choice. I once again offer my... And the story this time. This story happened the day I was appointed the Oak family head. What surprised me was that the Dream Master had only come to deliver a letter to me. The letter contained the usual pleasantries, anecdotes from her travels. Nothing out of the ordinary. Just as I started...
Do you know who wrote this letter?
Привет, котяр.
My sister, of course. But what...
To help you grasp the full...
From what the letter indicates, she must...
Correct. Has she mentioned anything about...
Поздравляю.
Bullet?
A stray...
A war has broken out on that planet. It is because of this very... She hoped to ease the people's suffering with song, and was willing to bring...
Is she all right?
If the operation was successful, by the eon above, the bullet struck her neck directly. Yet...
Those damned savages... Now you understand why she always wears such a
How could this happen?
It's all in the past, so please don't worry. I share this in the meager hope that you will understand the harmonies. Likewise, I've prepared one last question. One, because this is merely a figment of imagination. A nightmare. Would you still support Robin's journey? I am now aware of everyone's stances. Raising these questions merely serves to illustrate one point. The plight of Penacony cannot be salvaged by the harmony. The true foundation for a sweet dream paradise. I know the suffering of being tormented. The turmoil of losing your way. How sorrow, and even despair, set in when matters don't work out. All of this causes me unending pain. We must teach the weak how to live a happy life. And this life isn't some noble propriety that the...
So what is your definition of...
Good question. Human consciousness is fundamentally an illusion. A cage. When one mistake after the next permeates the masses, they become impossible to trace. Thus, the amassing of these individual cages culminate to form a prison. Nature is always accompanied by predation and sacrifice. Its antithesis is known. That is what I want to do. Unite people's happiness under the banner of order. They won't need to make bitter choices any longer, nor... Simply describing thoughts is far too abstract. So allow me to provide a simple example. During these hard-earned rest days, people are given the chance, and it is only on these days, that people do not have to adhere to the law where the strong prey on the weak. They can live out their lives. From where I stand, society's ideal system should be 7 rest days. Following Sunday, there should ensue a second, a third, and indeed an infinite procession of Sundays. And thus, every person can return to their base selves in this utopia. Some gaze in reverence at the stars, pouring their whole beings into calculating the distance between us and the isolated world of Pagana. Meanwhile, some seek refuge in quiet corners, holding one another, unencumbered by the chains of unwelcome obligations. There would be no need to bear the hardships of reality. Only in this way can humanity face the inevitable end with the purest of spirit. Miss Firefly, you who are stricken with entropy loss syndrome, you of all would surely understand this.
It sounds like... But... what is the price to attain all this?
The cost is minute, merely a personal and eternal sacrifice. If this paradise is to be maintained for everyone, someone must...
Awakening. Which means that this so-called paradise is still a dream. Stepping into this paradise means forsaking reality.
It is not forsaking, but transcending. Flesh, blood, sorrow, weakness. If the physical is the root of spiritual suffering...
But in this supposed bliss, people won't have defeated their demons. The chance to overcome their tribulations would be forever lost to them. In other words, it is an escape.
That's another way of understanding it. But there is no shame in escape. On the contrary, don't you agree, Miss Firefly? And as to why we sleep... But this is not in conflict with the grand plan. Only in acknowledging this can we truly understand the frailty of human nature. And from there, show compassion and protection.
I admit that you are a born leader. But unlike you, I live for the self. From my perspective, individuals making choices for themselves is their birthright. The want to escape may be innate in the weak. But whether they are weak or not, it is not up to another to decide. Perhaps in your mind, you also view me as weak? Because I don't think so.
Since Miss Firefly has said her piece, the Astral Express will also naturally give... We'll leave it to you. Just as Mr. Mc...
What is...
Does this place ring any bells, Misha?
I
I don't know.
It's the realm within a dream bubble. This was left to the Astral Express by a nameless. But weirdly, when we entered it, Dr. Edward from the Dreamscape sales store told me that dreams are full. So I thought you might be able to help us in unraveling this mystery.
I don't know much.
I'm counting on you then.
Himeko, I still don't get it.
I wasn't sure. It was just a hunch. But since Misha feels familiar with this place, my hunch might be correct. Exactly. This is where you and Firefly encountered death, which we now know as dormancy. Considering its connection to Dreamflux Reef, it's not surprising it appeared here. The question now is, who brought you here? Based on the clues we have so far, it's unlikely we're drawing closer to the truth once more.
Alright, but there are
I guess... maybe... I'm not entirely sure, but... let's give it a try.
Wait, you managed to choose the right door?
Weird. This place is... if I remember correctly, there should be a fireplace down that hallway. Clocky and I used to sit by the fire, listening to the crackling of firewood. And the room on the other side was... the toy room. Hold on. This doesn't make sense.
This could be a case of amnesia. Don't worry, Misha. It's common for everyone to forget certain aspects of the past. Those memories haven't vanished. They're just lying in the depths of your mind. Since this place seems familiar to you, what?
Yeah, then let's check out the... Tick-tock. Tick-tock. Tick-tock.
Mikhail, that's the name? So, who is he talking to? Do you know anything about it, Misha?
I'm sorry. I don't know much about the Watchmaker. But...
anything
Mikhail?
Grandpa?
But we haven't heard anything about the Watchmaker having to... Could you tell us more about your grandpa?
Yeah, sure. He was a seafarer who fearlessly ventured into mysterious seas and storms. He didn't want me to call him Grandpa because that would make him sound old. He believed he was still young. The name Mikhail was given to him by his parents. Every time he came back, he'd share his logbook with me and tell me about his adventures at sea. I want to become a great adventurer.
It appears that the seafarer has nothing to do... So, where is your
He went off on a new... So, where has Clocky gone? Did he leave to protect Dreamville? I heard some noises from the room.
You and Oregon?
Yeah. It's a member of the Compass crew, just like Clocky and Miss Mirror. And there's more than just one origami bird. They are a big family with lots of brothers and sisters who look the same.
They follow Miss Mirror's orders and handle all sorts of jobs on the ship. They're the best sailors.
Sailors?
Could you tell us more about the compass?
The Compass is a ship bound for the New World. Clocky and his partners travel through layers of fog to the depths of the sea. Whenever there is danger, Clocky will use a compass and guide the ship in the right direction.
That's a great story. But in the Penacony...
Huh? Weird.
Perhaps Clocky has a hidden past.
I think I hear the sound of water.
You once mentioned there's a magnificent fountain up ahead. Look, there it is!
The water resembles a precious jewel, embedded in the dreams of all seafarers. Every time I gaze at the shimmering lights beneath the waves, it feels as though I'm back in this place, standing by your side.
Have you recalled anything, Misha?
Yeah, I saw these sentences in Grandpa's logbook. He used to say that despite the perils of the sea, whenever he stood on the deck in the he often said that those moments felt like returning to his family's side. And the difficulties at sea didn't seem quite as challenging.
You know, I'm not an elder.
Perhaps every adventurer far from home carries a fountain within their soul. Even though the other side of this...
Yeah, while Grandpa was at home, we would stand by the fountain. Back then, I would ask him when I could go on adventures like him, and he would always laugh and say I was still too young.
It seems this Mikhail is... truly...
Yeah. Based on Misha's recollections...
But this raises more questions. According to Misha, he was clearly born on an... Could this be... some sort of...
I'm sorry. I don't know, but perhaps I'll remember more things if... I wish to share your burden.
We're going to the opposite side, right?
No, we should turn left here.
Huh? Something feels different about this place.
This is it. I remember this corridor. Up ahead is Grandpa's study. It was in that room that I saw him the last time.
We finally come out of the fog! We've arrived! Crossing the ocean is our destination!
The atmosphere in this room...
Misha! You finally come!
Clocky! Here!
Are those books on the bookshelf logbooks left behind by that seafarer?
Yeah. Whenever he came back, he described our world as a fountain. To ensure that everyone had land to settle on. He had to continue on that day. He called me to his study, telling me that he was embarking on another. I asked him if I could go with him, but he said that my adventure lay elsewhere, and told me to stay home.
What sound?
He told me about a vast ocean in the sky. An ocean of stars. He said that he knew the crew on the train.
A train?
It's the Astral Express. I remember now. Then, he gave his pocket watch to me. It was his cherished treasure. Appearing in every he said, as long as I kept moving, the distant sound of a train.
Exactly, Misha! And then we followed that.
Yeah.
This is the dream jigsaw, right? So we're supposed to find the egg.
Do you remember? You said you obtained a
Hey, the shape seems...
Looks like we're just one step from revealing the truth.
This is it. This, while I spent my time waiting for Grandpa to return from his voyage. Here, I learned how to repair clockworking gears, out of my fondness of precision mechanics.
So, this building in the dream bubble?
Yes, but not exactly. This dream bubble...
Wait. Why does it feel like everyone else knows something I...
March, do you remember when she mentioned...
Yeah, the little guy here, right? But...
Looks like everyone on the Astral Express has a...
The answer lies in the Astral Express. Her experience shows that neither Firefly nor Acheron can see this. And when we were in Dreamflux Reef, you may have noticed that for some reason, nobody outside of the crew had ever talked with Clocky. A mimetic life that can only be seen by a select few. It's just like a hit.
But Misha can see Clocky too, right? They even grew up together.
That's the key to the mystery, March. Have you ever seen anyone outside of the crew?
Wait.
That's the answer, March 7th. This dream bubble is the place where I was born. And I'm a dweller in this street. I should have stayed here and waited for you. But when reality and memories merge...
So it's not that the Watchmaker's dream bubble is empty, but... And the whistle you heard was the sound of the...
That's one way to see it, but I believe there... How about we start with your name? Now...
Thank you all for helping me rediscover my true self. I was born on Lushaka, in the Presmere system. Adopted by seafarers Mikhail and Char. They gave me a treasure. A name that carried their... Mikhail Char Legwork. Or simply, Misha. If you prefer, you can call me by a more familiar name. The Watchmaker.
So, you...
Unfortunately, that legend... As for the child who has been with you, he's the innocent protagonist of Misha's childhood dream. A friend of Clocky. A young apprentice. And this also marked
at the end of the journey.
I left this little flame. However, he somehow left the dream bubble and forgot all about his task. I apologize for all.
Because he was born with a I don't think Misha has forgotten his role as a guide. He remembered it, and that's why he mistakenly appeared as a hotel doorman in her dream from the very beginning. The one who brought our unconscious friend here must have been Misha. If that's the case, we encountered the Watchmaker's legacy from the beginning, didn't we?
Well, I have a sarcastic friend who says I always take big detours and end up back where I started. But in the end, you found me. I'm sure you're all wondering what my legacy is. If I may apologize, the Stellar. I left my homeland as a child and embarked on the journey of Trailblaze. I've been moving forward all my life, doing what I could to overcome the obstacles in my... So, if you ask what's left within this worn-out train engine that can be called a legacy, now that you're well aware of the current situation of Penacony, I certainly hope that you'll help me get this world back on track. But I'll leave that decision to you. All I have for you is a story and two gifts. I want to give you my pocket watch. It has accompanied me throughout my long journey, guiding that naive child forward, and has been blessed with the presence of so many great people. And my hat, too. The one who navigated. Now, it's time for you to make your choice. Once you've made up your mind. So, if you ask now, it's time for you to make your choice. Once you've made up your mind, open that door and enter the long dream of an old man. And my hat, too. Open that door. I'll be waiting for you at the end of this corridor of time.
All right, everyone. Let's make it. Although I don't think anyone will have any objections.
Of course. We've come this far.
In that case, then let's proceed together to the end of this dream. And...
Mikhail, where are you going?
Someone has to step up and save Lushaka. So why can't it be me? Me, Misha.
Please don't go. And if you must, please take me with you. Don't...
Even without me, you know how to proceed forward, brave Captain Misha. The compass is waiting for you. Now go! Board that train and...
Where are you going, Mikhail?
I'm going to clean the floor in the parlor car. I've promised to conduct...
Wait, first tell me, did you...
yeah?
I know what it looked like before. Its chain was broken, the back case torn, and...
Well, it's the hands, Mr. Amundsen. Its hands were intact and pointing in the right direction.
I see. You'll work with me from now on. Haven't you always wanted to tinker with this train?
But I only know how to fix...
Don't worry. You've got what it takes. I'll teach you what you need to...
Where are you going, legwork? It's time to head to our next stop. I see. The people of Astana have only achieved a tiny victory, and still have a long way to go towards true freedom. Hanunu needs us. Don't worry, not all journeys lead to the stars. Even if I leave the Yeah. I knew you wouldn't. This is Mr. Amundsen's hat. But why? When he departed, farewell, legwork. Take...
Where are you going, Watchmaker?
Don't worry, Micah. Just going on a little trip. Someone has to be at the forefront of the interstellar frontier, and I'm the only former Nameless in Penacony. So why can't it be me?
Because you're all we have! Have you forgotten about Tiernan?
The cosmos is... But what will happen to Penacony? Tiernan. How could I ever forget him? We Nameless won't stop. Don't worry, Micah. It's just a matter of getting back to my old profession. Just wait for me to come. If I don't come back in one piece, then...
Where are you going, old man?
Oh, you're here.
Answer my question.
Relax, Gallagher. I just came...
Oh, come on! Aren't all your ideas... If you die too, the secret of...
Yes. I'm afraid there's no way out in Penacony. We'll organize a festival using the Watchmaker's legacy as a facade and send in...
So...
Desperate. Don't we have you here, my friend? This time, make sure to send an invitation.
Misha! Where are you going?
Oh, it's you, Clocky. Take me. Last night, I had a long dream.
Write it down?
Oh, so I won't forget.
Of course! You told me that when you were a kid, you lived in a room full of clocks.
Yes, but what I didn't mention was, I was a kid, and there was always a special pocket watch in my memories. I wanted to have a pocket watch like that too.
Yeah. Every night.
But you know what? It wasn't until it was. So, your name should have been Compassy. And the Watchmaker is just a nameless.
We've arrived at Dreamflux Reef. So, where to next?
You know, Clocky, I don't think I'll be going anywhere else. I've traveled far enough, and it's time for a little break.
Oh. So, we'll set up...
No, I'll stay here. And then... This is
where it ends? You told me that the trailblazing expedition would never end.
Yeah, that's what I said. So now, it's up to you to decide your next destination.
My next destination? What's that supposed to be, Misha? You're acting weird today. If you're feeling down...
No, I'm not feeling down. As for clockwork, yeah, it resolves all problems in this dream. So, do you know what... Well, everyone gets lost at times. They may hesitate and doubt which way to go. That happens but don't worry. Everyone whether it's calming, joyful, angry or sad. All they need is a little nudge to take that. I'm leaving that little nudge with you, and I hope you'll share it with others. Such is the essence of clockwork, the will of the Trailblaze. Clocky's hands spin around non-stop, indicating confusion, frustration, and weakness. But ultimately, people still need to move forward.
Just like your hands, always pointing ahead. This is where my journey ends. From now on, it is your path to walk.
Trailblazing means taking paths your predecessors forswore and venturing even further. The Penacony in Mikhail's dreams does not belong to Order.
I can't believe that Eon would cast a glance at Penacony at a time like this. Is it because of the resonance from the legacy of the Trailblaze? Or perhaps the bond between you is so strong?
Well, there might be another possibility. Perhaps they want to witness, on behalf of the fallen Eons, who will hold the future of Penacony.
If that's the case, on behalf of the Dream Master of Penacony and the 107,336 members of the Oak, I'm cordially inviting you all to the Penacony Grand Theater to participate in the upcoming Charmony Festival. And, of course, since the future of the Stellaron, Penacony, and even the entire cosmos is at stake, let's draw a conclusion. If you truly believe in Akavili's path, then show me their courage and determination.
We need a strategy. Please stay tuned. Time to test our rapport. Let's improvise.
It's time.
So, what if it hurt? Take your positions. Dreams do come true.
Execute the Marastruck!
The mood is set. Let the show begin!
Enemy data secure. Net markers activated. Time for a good old counterattack.
That's all you got?
Stay in step. Let's improvise.
Commencing support. Ready for another?
Do you admit this crime?
Dreams do come true.
Does that mean he wants to fight?
I'm afraid so.
This is weird. Aren't arc villains usually plotting some dirty conspiracy?
Well, in my opinion, Sunday is... I sensed a strong conviction and a desire for dominance in him. Maybe he won't accept the out, that's why he'll give it his all in the upcoming battle.
Yeah, you're right. We've even dealt with a Lord Ravager of the Destruction.
Anyway, we can't leave the Stellaron unchecked. This is about trailblazing a bright future for Penacony and fulfilling Mikhail's and his predecessors' long-cherished wishes. Now that we've taken up the mantle, we can't afford to fail them.
However, the same applies to the Order. Their plan didn't materialize overnight, and they had a desire to dream, to slumber and escape reality. They've harnessed the will of an entire planet to create an Eon. This confrontation is far more complicated than a simple power struggle. To secure Penacony's future?
What do you mean? Are you not—
I believe Firefly is
Before I left, the Destiny Slave told me that this journey would bring unforgettable because one of the lines said,
3 times? This can't be serious, right?
The first time was a painful death when I was stabbed by the Blade of Dormancy, which led to all subsequent events. So now I've understood the meaning of my second death. And I am prepared to face it. If all goes only by achieving victory in this battle can we secure a future for Penacony.
The most terrible
the true death. Where everyone in
We must do everything we can.
Have you made up your...
Yes.
Thank you again for your assistance for the Astral Express.
Yeah. Farewell. I dreamed of a scorched earth.
Everyone, are you ready?
A new shoot sprouted from the earth. It bloomed in the morning sun and whispered to me. Like fireflies to a flame, life begets death. May we meet again in reality.
After today, Japella's name will disappear from cosmic history. And yet that's your next stop.
Land of the Dream.
I hope you
You mean my 3 deaths?
Silverwolf told me about it. It's such a shame that...
Well, I want to live. I'm never afraid of death. People die. And I am no exception. We have to...
Do you exist?
Are you not the same, Blade? If I were to die now, I would... Though it's definition escapes me. Isn't this the answer that ordinary people look for their whole lives? The tombstone that belongs to me once bore the inscription, Glamoth's Iron Cavalry. Then it will bear the name Fire.
That's quite unexpected, old man. Who? I can sense that this false sweet dream is coming to an end. The Nameless may be young. It's a shame you won't be able to see it first. Hand. Yeah, not just those Nameless. Even Mr. Wings is just like you. Stubborn, won't listen or give up, no matter what. Well, but in the end, we managed to do it. Now we can find solace. Remember how those idiots cursed us? They said, "Go to hell, you worthless traitors." Well, I don't know if then I'll be joining you soon, you old fool. Let's get together and have supper again in hell. Oh, I almost forgot. Here's to you. A glass of hello to the imperfect.
It's warm here, isn't it? You're lucky.
I was just following the scent of life. It's a shame, these bears.
Seriously? In case it becomes... Have you...
Before coming here, I stopped by a place called Orkron. It had barren cliffs and nights lit by bonfires. Burgundy snow would fall from the sky, and when it landed on my tongue, it tasted like raspberry. The flavor wasn't exactly sweet, but... Before coming here, I stopped by a place called Orkron. It had barren cliffs and nights lit by bonfires. Burgundy snow would fall from the sky, and when it landed on my tongue, it tasted like raspberries. It left a lasting impression. When I think back on my past, I realize that what's tying everything together isn't the big events, but don't worry about it. Losing oneself is a reality that every self-annihilator must face. At least I haven't completely lost my senses and memory.
Well, congratulate. By the way, are you always?
No, I had a companion in Orkron. She's a short, nameless girl who aspired to explore IX. She...
Well...
Condolences. I don't need them. The girl left with a smile. She never regretted her...
That's proof that you're grieved.
Or...
Afraid. I rarely sense that emotion.
I'm afraid I'll forget the 30 days I spent with her. Just like all the other days in my life. I fear that those vivid red memories will fade away too.
Hard to imagine. A ranger accustomed to bloodshed.
Because I have experienced this warmth many times. Long ago, as long as this red color still lingers, I have a chance to fulfill that promise. It represents a burning fire, a blooming flower, the berries in this cave, and life itself. In the end, it will lead me beyond the horizon.
The one blessed by the sleep. But you're right about one thing. After spending so much time near this stagnant water.
When will this rain?
Perhaps.
Have you heard of a planet named Biari Scamandros, Don Hung? It's one of the Paradise Kingdoms under the influence of the Harmony. A sought-after wonderland for the inhabitants of the Dardanu Major and Minor system. Half an Amber era ago, the family held an unprecedented...
Do you think the same thing will happen?
Yes. Or how else can we explain it? The family deliberately...
Because of the nihility, I'm rarely affected by the power of other paths. But somehow I can unconsciously infiltrate them. Maybe that's the...
I would disagree. Biari Scamandros is not part of the credit system or connected to the Silver Rail. It's nothing more than a remote civilization sheltered by the Harmony. But Penacony is different. If the family messes with Penacony, that would be like declaring war on almost half of the fact.
No, they don't.
What do you mean?
The path in Penacony is impure. The Harmony here has
Do you remember the ancient swarm disaster? Tazeront, the propagation, brought endless two paths lost their eons in that war. The propagation and the order. Coincidentally, their
Shipe, the Harmony. Legend has it that they participated in the crusade against the Imperator Insectorum, and devoured Anna the Order for unknown reasons.
Holy forgaroni. So you're saying that the two leaderless paths are working behind the scenes?
But I don't see any descendants of the propagation in Penacony. Could it be that the remnants of Beyond the Sky Choir are hiding within the family, trying to resurrect a fallen eon?
I can't say for sure, but they're definitely planning something.
Holy wobble-boo. Now, this is getting way too complicated. Is this why you want us to leave Asdana right away? Are you giving up?
The Charmony Festival will start soon. There's one thing that...
Time is running out. I have another plan.
Hold on. Are you thinking?
Exactly. The assistance from the Lawfu Cloud Knights would be enough.
Think it over.
I have considered it thoroughly. My companions are...
Are you the only one here, my child? The Nameless is quite the diplomat. Our secrets have spread like wildfire within the family. An IPC stop. This is a crucial moment for us. So, where is the Chosen One?
What do you mean? I'm right here in front of you, aren't I?
You know, she was supposed to be the star of the Charmony Festival.
But the plan has changed. As her brother, I know she doesn't want to sing for the Order, so I'll take her place.
You've always been wise beyond your years. I'm sure you understand the consequences of your choice.
If you consider this a betrayal, well, there can't be two suns in the sky. I'll step up and take down the others. Sun,
do you believe?
If karma exists, then everyone has their own karma. You have yours.
Привет, Яшика.
And my karma has nothing to do with you.
All right. Since you're willing to sacrifice yourself for her, I'll grant your wish.
Well, the compromise came sooner.
You and your sister were born as twins of the Order. Of course, the opening is near. Go, my child. Seize the power of the harmony and reveal your karma.
I have one final question. Why did you choose to bring the Order to Penacony? Wouldn't it have been better to choose a desperate world instead of a city filled with hope and dreams? Why?
It's for justice. If we lose justice in our hearts, we'll make this...
So, it's not you who manipulates the dreamscape with the Stellaron, but...
Well, that's where our conversation ends. Go ahead. The 107,336 souls of the...
О, он умер.
I shall ascend to that. Bathed in my light, my people shall flourish, while all evil shall be eradicated.
This is the interior of the...
It's quite exhilarating to be flushed into the air by Soulglad, but...
And not only that, the entire theater is... Even if we're late, a grand theater like this, let's explore...
Stream forth the gleam of old blades.
Gosh, the atmosphere here is so creepy and unsettling. Even if there's no audience yet, there should be some staff around. Why is it so silent?
Сейчас за соком схожу и вернусь.
Yikes! They scared the life out of me!
Are these puppets part of the stage setup?
I'm seriously scared they might start moving.
Хотела пройти.
feels off.
There's no other grand theater in the dreamscape.
So Sunday's messing with us? He said we'd have a fine—
My apologies for the delay. I'm waiting for you behind the curtain. Following the Asdana, history is a mirror reflecting the universe's true essence. Within it, naturally. Let us commence with the dawning of the world. After the Dusk Wars, darkness veiled the sky, and chaos consumed the earth. Enna the Order emerged, destined to restore all existence. That marked the first day. They gathered nebulae and forged them into picks, thus creating a grand lyre with black and white keys. Strike the white keys, and the sun rose. Strike the black keys, and the moon rose. And so, the cycle of day and night arose. That marked the second day.
Stream forth the gleam of a... Stream forth the gleam. Stream 4.
Ты типа весь контент с ними прошла полностью. Зачистила всю карту.
Commencing support. Human creations. Converge and awaken. This is double speed.
I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
All things shift in divination. Just as I thought.
Я тоже хочу зачистить все карты. У меня сил на это нет. Пипец. Птицы, кстати, бесят. Их слишком много.
Stream 4. Stream 4. The gleam of old blades.
Загадки становятся все сложнее и сложнее с каждым разом.
puppets are gathering around the frame. Are they expecting us to enter it? Where are we now?
The atmosphere here looks similar to some. This act is named Ode to Prisoner.
I thought things were finally looking up as I managed to dodge prison during my recent trailblazing expeditions. But now it looks...
I genuinely wish to avoid a violent clash with my esteemed guests from afar. Therefore, I've arranged 3 acts before the situation becomes irreparable. Where shall we start our narrative? Well, let's start with the time when Penacony was still a frontier prison.
Да, музыка хорошая.
Net markers activated. Time for a good old counterattack. Together as one.
Time for a buzz.
Destined for oblivion. I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
All things shift in divination. Huh?
Stream forth the gleam of old blades.
In 2147 AE, a prisoner named Hanunu ignited a struggle for liberty and emerged triumphant. IPC referred to it as the War of the Frontier, while the Asdanians dubbed it the War of Independence. It's true that Hanunu was a legendary hero, but it must be acknowledged that while he bestowed freedom upon the prisoners, he didn't grant them true liberation.
Thank you for staying here, honorable travelers. However,
The three nameless stayed on the planet, endeavoring to spread the tenets of Trailblaze throughout the frontier prison. Alas, their efforts proved futile.
Stream forth the gleam of old blades.
Да, так их так их и сделали по подобию близняшек из Atomic Heart. Наверняка взяли пример оттуда, потому что они реально пугают. Очень сильно пугают. Их наверняка подсмотрели.
Once again, as Donna was engulfed in war, this time the enemies originating from within. The prisoners remained prisoners for the rest of their lives, fighting for freedom rather than living for it.
I hope you like this land of freedom on a scorched earth.
As you can see, their sentences have long ended, and the IPC guards have long been expelled. Yet, these prisoners remain. Freedom permeates every corner, except fragile souls. It gives solace only to those who believe in its existence.
Prisoners, this is my order. Learn the essence of freedom.
Hey! Why do we have to fight while enjoying the show?
For I desire not only your enjoyment, but also your assistance in its completion.
This is double speed.
Still waters of oblivion. I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
Ready for another? Net markers activated. Time for a good old counterattack. No matter. Yin and yang.
Destined for oblivion.
No one can restrain you anymore. You are free.
Thus concludes the first act. Amidst a raging war, the frontier prison had...
This must be how Penacony was constructed, with the aid of outsiders. However, it appears that Sunday aims to convey the spiritual plight of...
This show is a bit too literary for my taste. But these puppets idiots! Where are they guiding us this time?
They transmuted streams of stars into inked nibs, creating symbols to be pronounced and counted. They molded stardust into flowing rivers, assigning the righteous upstream and the unjust downstream. Thus, all things were marked, and the world learned to discern between good and evil. That marked the third and fourth days.
Они поняли, что боссы всех задолбали и сделали просто двойных мобов, чтобы Херон могла с ними разбираться. Да, но реже. Теперь вот эти синие сундуки в основном ограничиваются не элитками, а обычными врагами. О, Глаукс.
time.
Ode to Fool.
The surroundings are
Видела, они написали акт первый Ода Глупцу, а не акт второй.
look a bit tidy. Tidier now?
Капец, можно я пойду в перевод Геншина, точнее Хонкая?
Penacony witnessed the ascent of the 7 major lineages: tree, grass, flower, bird, beast, fruit, and insect. Peace never truly graced Land of the Exiles. The history in this era is rich and intricate, so please allow me to present it in allegorical form.
Stream 4. Clean gold plates.
My child, you did not serve the old master.
The leader of the Alfalfa family sought to defect to the IPC, trading freedom for survival. However,
Конечно, ошибка.
his eldest son slew him
Они постоянно косячат в русском переводе.
and ascended as the new family head.
Нет, явно люди переводят, но косячат постоянно. Что с запятыми, что с буквами. Регулярно косячат. Это абсолютно точно не машинный перевод, потому что они переводят шутки по-своему. Типа машина бы не смогла так перевести. Только если это искусственный интеллект делает, конечно же. Ну почему от запятых смысл меняется часто, причем сильно.
Land of the Exiles was in disarray, besieged by both internal and external perils. Though the 7 major lineages appeared united on the surface, each harbored their own ambitions, leading to ceaseless conflict.
Stream 4.
И без там реально есть отражение в зеркале. Зашибись, я открыл новое испытание.
The Black Plum family was the first to fall. They withered away in the White Desert event, orchestrated by the Alfalfa family.
Because Master shaped you from clay, but forged me from fire. I'm superior to you.
Люцерны, я так понимаю, цветы. Просто посмотри внимательно, что загадки, которые необходимы для прохождения сюжета, гипер простые. Они вообще ничего не требуют. Они требуют 1-2 поворота, и то редко. В основном вообще ничего не требуют. А те, которые требуются для прохождения игры, они капец жесткие. Ну, для прохождения сундуков вот таких вот.
Only when Gopher Wood led the family to Land of the Exiles and earned recognition from all 5 major lineages did Penacony earn its new name, the Land of the Dreams.
Dear outsider, I beseech your aid in purging this mansion of the poison spread by the lurking instigators.
Прохождение сюжета не должно быть сложным, я знаю.
To help you? What do you need?
I wish they could regain their reason and cast away the shackles of...
This is the second act. Looks like it's about Penacony's journey to becoming the Land of the Dreams, during which the family plays a crucial role.
But this new master seems...
Perhaps this is the truth Sunday is trying to express, if you read between...
Looks like we've gotta help.
Сейчас я, короче, до 3-го акта дойду. Просто войду в 3-й акт. Или там конец? Там конец. Да, там конец. Сейчас я до 3-го акта дойду, покручу и хватит, потому что уже полночь.
In the absence of my master, I am free.
This puppet isn't responding.
I shall sing for my new master, just as their noble voice once resonated through.
Master! Hope you will return in due course.
This puppet isn't responding.
Master, now that you have gone.
Once I stood as the most loyal god.
Им всем нужен покой.
My former master has long departed, but...
Master is no longer here. I thought I'd be free, but I'm not. Now, without my master's command, I'll have to seek guidance from the blind.
Забавно.
Master is no longer here. I must seek a new master and serve them faithfully.
Either I shall be my own master, or I shall... Without a master.
Thank you, dear outsiders. Heed me, one and all. Your former master shall not return. Cast aside the veils of the...
Get ready. Looks like another...
Listen, the snowman is all has done.
On the still waters of oblivion, I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
Yin and yang.
Destined for oblivion.
Ready for another? Net markers activated. Time for good old counterattack. Human creations.
Again. I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
Alas, they remain but slaves till the very end, with the illusion of freedom. Thus concludes the second act, amidst an...
This is how Penacony fell under the family's control. Since the arrival of the Harmony, the land of the exiles has undergone dramatic changes.
This guy really loves dramatic scenes.
They used the planetary rings to establish the law, forging a code of conduct among the masses. A grand lyre with black and white keys served as an instrument, while symbols of articulation and numerical notation took the form of musical notes. The downward flowing river became a melody, and the canon of law dictated the form. Thus, all mortals found their unique place within this symphony. That marked the 5th and 6th days.
Красиво. Ладно, крутим. И пора выходить. Ой. Ой, ладно, Ёшика. Завтра вечером постараемся доиграть. Надеюсь, уже сможем закончить. А нет, еще фарм. Подожди, еще фарм. 50 штучек. Ладно, в общем, я тут разберусь сам. Спасибо большое, что была. Спокойной ночи. Ой, до завтрашнего вечера. Сладких снов.
All will be swept away by the wind.